Okay, how's it going, everyone? I apologize if you're looking at a black screen. I tried doing some technical stuff. Might not have worked. I'm going to switch over to the paint thing so you have something to look at. I'm still going to work on some technical stuff. Because right now, I should be live to Twitch as well. But I don't think that's working. So I'm going to work on that live here to get it working. Bear with me, but I hope y'all are doing well. I'm like somewhat worried to... let me try. Yeah, I do apologize for jump scaring you guys and all that. I'll just copy that. Well, that's worrisome, Jake, but yeah, I don't know why it did that, or it's doing that. Technical stuff is not my forte. And hold on, let's see if I can find. Well, I hope everyone had a good week and so far and all that. What's up, Eternal? I apologize again. I am trying to do some technical stuff. Trying to get Twitch working as well as YouTube. And, of course, I'm doing it live to figure that out. That works. I don't think it's working. How's everyone been? What's everyone been up to? I'd say for me, man, I had a Warhammer game yesterday. I don't know. I got very. I failed to connect. I need to mess with that at another point. I have to mess with that later. That is really annoying. Oh, this is not the most updated version of what I'm trying to use, then it's fine. Cool. Out because I can't do anything with that, and we'll just go back to what I was initially trying to do. I hate working on technical stuff. It is not fun. I do need to work on it though for future stuff. But anyway, tonight, yes, I'm going back to the Space Marine list. Even though we just worked on a giant vehicle, I'm going to work on another giant vehicle. Mostly for my Space Marine list. Let me get it dusted off a little bit. I'm going to be working on the Gladiator Lancer for the list. Probably get a good chunk of it done tonight, I think. As long as I don't have any more issues. I think last time I worked on this, what did I do? I started doing all the black paint on it. Yeah, which I got to go through again and hit all the guns or any other little parts that I want to paint black, which is going to be quite a bit. Oh, that's cool. I can pop these off. That works so nice. I like that. Cool. We're going to set the main body of it to the side. I'm going to grab more of my matte black that I do need to grab more this weekend. Keep saying that over and over and over again. Yeah, my game. So close. 79 to 80. That is the, besides having a direct tie game, that is the closest I've ever gotten a 40k game in general. I'm trying to think on how to summarize it. It was a bit of a training game for my opponent. He's getting ready for like a big teams event and everything, and he wanted to play knights and have them do purge, so it just worked out perfect that it's exactly what my list is. At least my current army that I'm running. And it gets discouraging playing knights. Like, yes, you are playing a very hyper elite army. What gets me really discouraged is like when I can see someone just mow down a knight so fast. Because in my head, like, knights in general should be a very, very tough army to deal with. I mean, you should be able to beat them by outscoring. It can be a very shady business. Other than that, that's just my main thing. I mean, I probably shouldn't get too discouraged because they do have a decent save talking about Imperial Knights. I mean, they got a 3-up save. It's just so many things in 40k can do, like, armor penetration really well. I wish their invuln save was a natural 4-up instead of a 5-up. But then that would put them on par with Space Marines. No. No, we will not do drugs for the drug god. But yeah, that's just my normal complaint I always have every time I play the list. I feel like a lot of it I am just a unskilled player though, and a lot of my lessons, I do learn my lessons most of the time, but I also have this thing like mentally that I delete so much information out of my brain throughout the day. Or I guess it's a defense mechanism that I've developed for reasons. I'm not going to get too much into it. That is therapy and trauma stuff. We don't need to do it. How's it going? Hi, How? It has been a minute. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've enjoyed summer if it is summer for you. And I hope you've enjoyed winter if it is winter for you. I hope you enjoyed your season. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you have been posting quite a bit of art in Discord. Is that more thematic stuff for your game system you're trying to do? Well, Grim, that's kind of what happens when you go back to school. You're going to get a bunch of classes and try to catch up on all that. I couldn't really imagine trying to do classes and have a normal job at the same time right now. That'd be so much of a pain. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear you've been stressed out about that, Sweetie. Well, that's cool, Hal. Yeah. Keep making art. It's like, if really... Okay, what I want to say is, like, humans and art are just pretty much the same. Like, we create art or some sort of creative thing all the time. It is, at the end of the day, what makes us human. I mean, it's beginning of the school year, so... That's a good pun. It's a good pun right there, Perky. They really are. They always are trying to frame you. You know what? I am gonna try multitasking something here. Sorry, I'm like semi-distracting myself. I want to get multi-stream working on here, and I'm like, might as well try it live a little bit. I'll do painting and work on this at the same time. Because I will admit, next week it is going to be important that I do have multi-stream working. I just realized I painted something I probably didn't need to paint. No, you know what? I can still paint all of that. Oh, well, we'll do that later. Keep that there for now, and I will have to work on it later. It's probably good you caught yourself because you don't need to be posting bad intrusive thoughts. Excuse me. Where was I in my thought process before? I can't remember on some other stuff. You know, I will say I have been annoyed today because I do. So, besides my office where I can paint my minis and all that stuff, I do have a secondary workshop that I want to be using to do some more bigger projects. Like, I have a table set up that I could do Warhammer games on and play in person. And I could also be building terrain or working on multiple pieces. Biggest problem is that it's inside an old solarium. So, or it's inside an old greenhouse. So it's got the like clear plastic roof that's like meant to heat up. So like 9 o'clock this morning, I'm inside a 90-degree building trying to clean up my space because I haven't been in there for months. And I'm like, I want to use you so bad, but the only time it's usable, it's either like 8 o'clock to 10, and there's no lights in there at night. Or I gotta wait till winter comes around, and then it's freezing cold in there. I kind of wish we didn't make it be a clear roof so I could actually use it. Because I'll be honest, I want to set up a studio. I want to set up a little studio and start doing things in there. There's so many projects I want to start working on. Add a pizza oven? No. I'm not adding a pizza oven in there. It's already hot as hell. Actually, kind of weird, long story short. Well, AC, yeah. I can definitely add AC and all that stuff. That's what I thought about saying. I'm like, I should just get a bunch of fans and try to cool it off. The other hurdle I have to deal with is getting Wi-Fi set up in there. I have to buy like another Wi-Fi satellite setup at some point and set it up there so I can actually start doing things there. But that's like another couple $100 that I really don't need to do. No, do not listen to Grim. Only do it if you really want to do it. But enjoy the rest of your evening, Grim. Best of luck. I will always deny anyone that tries to... Why do I always try to, like, deny you guys promoting this thing? I don't know. Maybe there's a reason deep down, but I don't know it off the top of my head. And I will undo it. I will undirty every dish. For every dish Grim dirties, I will undirty it. Which I hate doing dishes. So you know I'm serious. Hi, what are you on about? The new game is going to be called Smoke and Powder. It takes place in the mid-17th century, but where the smoke came from, holding monsters with Skinwalker. And before anyone knows, Europa was the last place left, not overrun by smoke. Now people fight for safe places, food, water, and gunpowder. Hi, How, you should look into a book by Stephen King called The Mist. That might be some good inspiration for your game. It's not set in the time period that you're doing your game in, but it is based off in a small town in Maine, and a army base is doing some like interdimensional chicanery. They rip open a portal, and this mist just kind of like envelops this whole town, and there's creatures from this other dimension that are coming in and messing with people. It sounds very similar to what you're trying to do, so I would recommend reading the book and getting some inspiration from it. There's a movie on it too if you don't have time to read the book. Yeah. It's been very warm these past couple days, so I am a little tired by the end of the day, but not tired enough to not be here. You're just full of puns today, aren't you there? What did you post in Lounge? What else? Ooh, I am trying to set up a 2v2 game with a friend of mine. I talked with some other people I played before, and I'm like, hey, I got a friend that I want to get into Warhammer, but he's got like 1,000 points. Would you be interested in doing a 2v2 game? So that way I could kind of... so I can help him like learn and, you know, just have fun and all that stuff. So I think sometime next week I'll be able to do that. Hold on, Swiggity. What do you want about? Ooh, I know the problem you're dealing with. My brushes do the same, so I'm going to hold mine up. This is splitting and everything really bad. What I do, and you will see it constantly, I will wet down the brush after almost every use. Take a paper towel, fold it over itself, and kind of unwet it to try and get a point back. I will lose the point, and I will do this constantly through painting. But if I want it to have at least a little bit of tip for the next time I use it, that's what I try to do. I need to paint up my brushes and get them back to being clean. I need all my clean brushes good again. Woo. Trying to... I know we're close to 500 subs. I think we're like, what? 60 something away from it. Probably should do something for when we hit 500 as a little kind of thank you to everyone that has stuck around and been a part of the community. I'm not really sure what I want to do, because I could do a night, but you guys have already seen me paint tonight, so that's not really big special. I'm not comfortable with making you guys decide the paint scheme for a night or build a night, because you're just going to want to do the made night. I should do something special though. That'll be interesting to see how. I'm interested to see how it looks and everything. Vaguely. I vaguely remember the vote. No, we're not. No, we're not doing the Warlord Titan. No, I'm not getting a Warlord Titan. I don't have the money for that. I have other expenses I need to worry about than buying a Warlord. No, I'm not doing. I don't think I'll do. I don't need. It's gonna be something I have is the thing. I'm kind of thinking, one idea I had is we do a poll. And it's going to be, so I'll do a poll of like these armies that are all like 500 points. And you guys decide like what 500 point army you want me to do. Because I have, obviously we got Space Marine and Knights. I got like 500 in Custodians we could do. We could easily do 500 in Tyranids or Guard. I mean, at the end of the day, it might just be a combat patrol that we end up doing, but yeah. As an army I don't have Necrons. Well, that's not a bad idea, Hal. The 500 squad. I have Space Marines, Guard, Necron, Custodes, Knights, Chaos Space Marine. I'm tempted to get into Sisters. I have an idea for like models for a sister army I want to get. I don't think it'd be any good though. We do have Age of Sigmar. We do have the... Did I say Necrons on accident? I mean, I got the Necron kill teams, but I don't have a Necron army. I might try to... Hey, AOS isn't that bad. I like the models in AOS. So, sweetie, I got the Necron kill teams. I could do that, Hal. Because then, if someone wants Necrons, I can do the Necron kill teams. Easy enough, and I can go through the list with that. No, I have Custodes, Space Marines, Knights, Tyranids, Chaos Space Marines, Guard, and Seraphon from Age of Sigmar. That's what I could easily do 500 points for. Kill team one isn't bad. That's not a bad idea. I know you want Bugs Ando. Here's the thing. If I do Tyranids, I have a paint scheme I'm doing. That's some old Guard models then. All metal? Damn. I want to do the Typhon paint scheme so bad for the Tyranids. It looks so good. It's such a complicated scheme. No, I do not have orcs. I don't have any interest in an orc army. The only aliens I have are Tyranids and the Necron kill teams. Those are the only alien units I have. I'm a big fan of the Tyranid. Like, the Tyranid models look way better than the orcs, in my opinion. I will skip on the greater good. I have a small hatred toward the greater good. But hello, welcome to stream. I hope you're doing well, Hayden. The town models do look good, I will say. The army looks good if you can paint them well and stuff like that. The reason why I dislike them is because when I ever play a Tau army, I just get shot off the board so quick. And it makes it really hard to actually play a game and have fun. I do want to steal some Tau guns and add it to like some models. I do have the Death Watch kill team. I have the old model, and then I have the one that came out with the Necron box. I don't have the Murder Wing, though. I do kind of want that box a little bit, because that has like some cool sister models, and the Night Lords are kind of cool. I mean, Tau do suck in melee, so there's kind of a positive. That's like the only thing is if you can get Tau melee, awesome. Other than that, you're not really going to do too much. But I will say this edition, where they do not care about cover and all that, they're really good. I am painting a Gladiator Lancer. That is a part of the list. Here's the main body of it. I just took off all the little side guns. A Chaos you could do, because I have the Night Lord kill team. Actually, I technically have two. Because that's the combat patrol I got, is I got the Night Lord combat patrol. I want to do a mixed Chaos Army. I want to do Iron Warriors mixed with Night Lords. This is a custom chapter. My chapter is the Executioners of the Abyss. Their main colors is blue, and then we got a little side color of orange and green for our eye lenses. But I've done like 75% of the list already. It's like now I got left as the vehicle, and I got to pull out the whole army and kind of go from there. But I finished up most of the models. I just need a bit of a break from the list, and I wanted to work on an Imperial Knight for a little bit, so... No, I'm not getting a Warlord Titan. I don't have the income for it. I will repeat this over and over again. I do not have the income for such a model. I do not want a Tau Manta either. I mean, I get that. And I could, like, yeah, Etsy, all that stuff. Don't tell me what to do, Ando. I'll do that if I want to do that. And I don't want to do that because now you're trying to make me do it. I'm curious, how much is a Warhound Titan? I've actually seen the Tau Manta in person. It is a big model. There's another, like, big Tau model I saw as well. You think I got $2,000 just on hand to buy a Warlord Titan? Just the body? Nah. Nah, you crazy. You a crazy lad if you think I have that. That is a large model and very cool, but no. I can go on Etsy. Actually, I did see somewhere on like Marketplace. Someone was printing like a Etsy style Titans and all that stuff. And they were cheaper than what I could get from GW. But still out of the price range. I know what number we'd have to reach to even for me to consider doing a Titan. And I'm not telling you because I don't want to give you guys hope of like still continuing this channel. Because I will tell you guys, we hit 1,000 on this channel, I do the line, then I disappear. I go into retirement. Nah, 1K is when we do the line and then I retire. Hold on. Is the Towner what I was looking at one day in person? I know I saw the Manta and I saw another one as well. Yeah, it was. It was like the Yunar? That's just the body. It had the guns too, and it was impressive. That is so much overkill on the range. No. See, this is my personal YouTube channel, so I'm not giving this channel away to anybody. I'm not restarting from basic nothing. The algorithm knows what I like at this point. And I'm not starting back from the beginning. I've been saying this for a while, like, to you guys, like, that has been kind of in the works. Like, we hit 1,000, I don't know what to do from there. I might as well retire because I've hit the #1 goal that everyone always tries to get in the beginning. At the same time, I don't know if I will or not. Maybe I'm joking with you guys, maybe I'm not. Oh, to make a long... I mean, that's true. So, I guess to make a long story short, or I guess to explain why I say this. When I first started this channel... Actually, no. When I first bought Warhammer, I bought the Lion as one of my very first models. And I felt so... Like, I put the Lion on a top shelf of, like, I need to be this good in order to do it. And then I just started, like, painting Warhammer on the channel. And then I'm like, I'm going to make the Lion be, like, a goal. And that goal is 1,000 subscribers. So when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I think that's when I'll be good enough to paint the Lion. I now know that right now where I'm at, actually even before that, I am good enough to paint the Lion decently. But I'm holding it as a goal, still to this day, that at 1,000, I will paint him live on stream. And then because I have no other models that I find that intimidating to do, I just see that there's no point in continuing. So then I can just disappear. So that's kind of the thought process on all that. And the whole, like, I guess lore on that, I'm not really sure what to call it. I think a lot of people will be. I mean, again, we'll see. Maybe I'm joking, maybe I'm not. I don't really know yet. Maybe I find it funny that I say it every time and people have a reaction to it. Maybe I'm playing a long con. Maybe I am being serious. You never know. No! No, you're not allowed to do that! I think I've said this before, like, if the channel ever dropped, like, okay, the channel's at 1,000, it then, like, drops, it's at 1,000, I stop streaming, it drops 1 subscriber within, like, a week, I come back online, we go back up 1, I go back to retire, and we just keep ping-ponging it back and forth. We just keep playing this dumb game of ping pong. But anyway, enough about that topic. I think tonight I'm going to stay up a bit... Well, I am going to stay up a bit later after stream and get Twitch streaming working. Because I need to figure that effing thing out. And then I'm going to try to do a voiceover for a video tonight as well. That is my plan. That is my end stream plan for the evening. Any of you guys got plans for the weekend? Like for me, I am going to the Warhammer store and getting myself some more night models for tonight, or for this weekend. I'm grabbing 2 models. I'm grabbing a Knight Desier and a Knight Castellan. Exciting. I like Eternals. That's a good one. That's a very good plan. Ooh, Wrath and Glory. I want to try Wrath and Glory one of these days. The 40k the 40k RPGs, the 40k tabletop RPGs seem really interesting to try. I just don't have anyone that I think I could do it with. And Hayden, you're playing your first 1,000-point game with your Tau. Ooh. Ooh, bolt action. That's another, that's like the more, like, real world, wargaming, right? I appreciate the invite, Hal, but I'm going to pass on that. I have a busy weekend already. I have the store thing. Actually, my 10-year reunion for graduation is this Saturday, which is kind of crazy to think. It's been 10 years since I graduated high school already. Which I'm not going to it unless like a friend goes to it, then I'm just going to go see him. But he's a friend that lives nearby. I just haven't seen him in like 3 months because of his goddamn job. And what else? Sunday I am doing I'm going again to a Boohurt open practice that a group of people do. I think besides the other plans Sunday or the other plans Saturday, I have a very late night stream. I'm doing a 10 o'clock stream, or if I'm more free, we're starting a little bit earlier, but we're going until midnight. I'm not sure what we're going to do for that stream. We might paint a model. We might just do some gaming. I might make that... Should I make that the community day stream, the really late night one? It feels kind of crappy if I do that, though. Maybe like, yeah, community day stream. It's at 10 o'clock at night. We're going until, like, midnight or whatever. Don't know how I feel about that. Trying to think what else. Or what I could do Saturday is I could work on my buddy's Chaos models and try and get them battle ready, because his guardsmen just need wash put on them. I gotta do his cultists and his bikers. Which I think the cultists will be relatively easy enough to do. Sweetie, you keep deleting your messages. What's going on there, bud? The computer's alive once more, and you're back. Nice. Well, glad to have you back. What's up, Fat Man Kitchens? Hope you're doing well this evening. What do you mean I will be in your will? I better not be in your will. I don't want 15% of your bones. Those are your bones. What am I going to do with bones? I should not be entrusted with human bones. I would probably do some sort of arts and craft with them. That is not... Bones as in coins, pennies to be exact. Are you just gonna ship me a bunch of pennies when you die? I don't want that either. No, I don't want to make anyone bones into arts and crafts. I will admit, my first thought is to make some wind chimes, but that is not what I should be doing with those. You guys want a Warlord Titan so bad. No, I'm not doing a Warlord Titan. You know what I should do? I should reach out to another streamer and ask for their advice on multi-streaming. Because I know they multi-stream. I'll reach out to them after stream and see what they can do. But I might be being lazy and I can just look it up myself. Do not, no, Swiggy, what is wrong with you? Do not do that. So, for context, how I initially planned on doing stream at 7 o'clock today, but I was trying to get Twitch working as well, and I was going to multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube, but Twitch was kind of being a pain, and I was not able to get it to work. So I just now thought about reaching out to another streamer that I've been talking with, and kind of getting some advice from them, but I also realized I can just Google my own problem. How would becoming a comedian turn you into a Tarrasque to then destroy the Eiffel Tower? How would that work? You just get like a Tarrasque costume and a fake Eiffel Tower, and you're just trying to destroy it on stage. Eiffel Tower. Okay. Ugh. Freaking Animorph. That is... God, I haven't heard about Animorphs in a long time. Never read that book series. Yeah, they had definitely a weird cover. I've heard about what the books are about a little bit. And it's like the kids get their powers from an alien prince. And that's why they're able to transform into other animals? Or like specific animals, maybe? I don't know who the villain was in the story, but it was not a... I don't know. I think someone said it was like a kind of a messed up series. I think first sharing it with your friends or people that would have interest in playing it would be the first thing to do. How, and then try running a few games at a local game store. Be like, hey, I got this game I made. I want to try running it. Is it okay if, like, you guys try to advertise it or something like that? There's just different ways to, like, self-promote it at the end of the day. Like, you could also see if there's some sort of, like, indie, like, game posting place. Not like a video game one, but it's like, hey, this is the, like, game that I made. I want people to play it. I mean, that's just my first thought. Okay. I need to look at this thing and decide what I want to paint. Black and what. I also need to, like, grab the blue and touch up some parts here and there. There we go. That's back in. Probably should be doing this with a bigger brush, but this might also be fine with the one I got. How's it going, Lily? Hope you're doing well this evening. Well, good night, Hal. Try to get some rest. And please watch the language in the future. Even though this is not a PG-13 stream, I still like us to be a little bit mindful on that. I did see your Grav Captain. It looks really nice. I'm not weighing in on any lore or anything yet. Keyword is yet. I want to see what the community comes up for you. Excuse me. But it's a good Grav Captain. It's all good. I don't have a whole, like, when you join stream, like, what the rules are. I should make one. And I'll admit, I also do break my own rule from time to time. But it just is situational when I do. So. Hi, Roy. You chilling in here with me? Yeah. Oh, what a good boy. The doggo likes to sit in the room while I paint. He's actually very pleasant company. I like having him in here. No, I'm not doing Crimson Fist. Also, welcome to Stream Mega. No, this is my own custom Space Marine chapter. I call them the Executioners of the Abyss. Their main color is blue, but also I use orange and green as their other colors. First company is painted black with blue trim piece of that. Actually, I got Deathwing Knight right here. This is what I do for first company. I don't have anyone that is a part of second company and downward. I probably do have a lore idea. Can I keep that together and you just... I did pin this, I think. Yeah, I did. And the glue broke on that, so I'll have to fix that later, but this I think will be easier. I'd have to look at the model again, Lily, and kind of come up with something. Yeah, I'd have to read it and kind of figure out, like, what chapter you're doing or, like, what your general lore is for your stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, like, this is also your character, your chapter. This should be a moment where you add in... Sorry, I'm hiding, like, what I'm trying to do. You should add in your own bit of, like, personality. Ultramarines. Okay. Well, that is... He's your second company captain. I don't know Ultramoons that well. Well, have you used it in games at all? Because that's kind of like some of the fun part of, or at least what I find fun in 40k and lore-wise, is sometimes I won't have any lore for a character, and then I'll play a game, and that's when he'll start building his lore. Ah, so he's been pretty good on the battlefield and all that stuff for you. Do you run him with a squad, or do you play him solo? Because I know sometimes people will play him solo and make him do like secondaries or actions and all that stuff. Because, again, this is your second company. So he's gotten the rank and everything through his prowess in battle. He's taken on foes that a regular Space Marine are not fully able to. Okay. So he's got like a little bodyguard squad. Ooh, okay. Kind of thinking on some other stories. Oh, you just reminded me of it's a Space Marine book with the Ultramarines. It's called Leviathan, is what I'm thinking off the top of my head. In that book, the Norn emissary or assimilator, I don't know which one it is, hunts down an apothecary biologist. The entire book. The Ultramarines do lose in the end. But what you could do is play on that book theme and say, because it sounds like you mostly fight Tyranids is what you're fighting most of the time. So him and his squad are off to either deal with the major threat of Tyranids or a important thing to stop the Tyranids. And this has like made the Tyranid army kind of look at them. Tyranids, Orcs, and Blood Angels. Okay, that is... Now I'm thinking about, like, why does your company fight the Blood Angels? Is it a friendly rivalry? Is it a disagreement? I'm asking you these questions, so this then makes you think and kind of come up with your own way. I'm trying to give you the ideas to kind of... eye twitch is usually the muscle trying to relax and all that stuff. Like, yes, it could be coffee, all that other things. But, like, my eye will twitch randomly, too. And it's kind of the muscle trying to relax and all that. But Lily, I think you're a lot more capable of making lore than you realize. Because, again, for the Tyranid one, you say that they fight big Tyranids. Now, it's not all the time, and they're probably not always winning, but maybe the captain is in the fray trying to take on the major threat from either an Orc or Tyranid invasion. And as for like the Blood Angels, you could say your company or your captain has had some sort of disagreement with like Blood Angels higher ups, or there's been a misunderstanding, or there's something that they both wanted and there was no way to solve it. A renegade death company. Oh. Okay. So then you could say for the Blood Angels that you should place a bunch of death company. Ooh. I mean, if they're a renegade company of Blood Angels, you could say you're trying to do a favor for the Blood Angel faction by taking care of this renegade force. And it just so happens, like, you're not always able to do that every time. I'm hoping I gave you the building blocks to kind of go from there, and you can build something from there. Don't know if you have a name for him or not. I know I'm usually bad at names. Sometimes I will come up with names, either a certain theme that I want the character to have, or if I'm playing a game, I will kind of come up with a name for the character during the game. Lysander. Ooh, that is a good name. Second Company Captain Lysander. I'll just, because this idea is in my head, a quick little example for naming wise. My custom combi lieutenant is named Defy, because I played a game with him and he survived a turn of melee with a Defiler. So he defied the Defiler and got the name Defy. And now that's a bit of his little lore. Now, he does die very regularly, but that was just like a really cool little moment. You'd like to imagine he conquered a world called Azul and was gifted a master-crafted blade of Azul. Does he have the master-crafted power sword, or does he have the chain sword? I'm going to go to the... Oh, wow. Someone shared a bunch of their... Oh! Someone new joined. Wow, that's an awesome banner. Okay. Oh, he doesn't got the power sword. Ooh. I really do like the gun on the arm. Oh, it is? Oh! Oh, that's cool. I learn something new every day. Swiggity, I was gonna answer you seriously, and then you just started memeing. Welcome back, Anda. See if I can get... just a little bit. I don't want to be put into Fortnite. That sounds terrible. Have any names for... Well, that's a name. That is certainly a name. Why am I so plushable? Because I wanted to make it marketable. I want to make myself marketable. If I ever did anything, I wanted something simple and easy. Although, look into my eyes and see how soulless I am deep down. Look into the black void and tell me what you see. Ooh, I like that. I like the plasma instead. Honestly, I like the guns on the forearms a lot more. Swiggity, just step out of the matrix. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta step out. You know, I want to ask if anyone would buy a plushie of my character, but I fear what you guys would do with said plushie. I think I would start with a sticker, if anything. Yeah, I don't want to be crucified. Don't crucify me. I don't want to be crucified and put into a jar. Yeah, but the plushie is me. That's what I'm saying. No, don't. No, 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 no. You stop that line of thinking right now. No, stop it. I don't know. I do not give you permission to use my likeness as a plushie. I am not marketable. Joke's on you, Ando. I don't have any DNA. There's no DNA here. I have no DNA. I want to say something kind of messed up for lore for the little guy, but I don't think I should. I've been seeing, like, some videos recently about a movie, and it's now inspired me to come... It's just... No, I'm not a rock. Yes. Am I blue with orange spots, or am I orange with one big blue spot? That is going to be the general question here. Well, I am probably on the hate list then, and swiggity, that's kind of racist. I want to say something so bad, but eh. What do you think? What makes you think anything about me is normal? Ooh, I'll have to check that out in a moment there, Lily. That's copper. Copper's blue blood. No, it's a different helmet then. You know, that's not a bad idea to actually make your own apothecary biologist instead of trying to buy the model. I might have to try that. But, yeah, random medical fact. Blue blood means it's more of a copper base than it is an iron base. So, most mammals and humans have red blood because our blood is made of iron. But horseshoe crabs, and I don't know what else, have blue blood, which means their blood is more made of copper. It's not as efficient as iron for carrying oxygen and all that. But, yeah. So there's your random little biology slash medical fact. Is copper more efficient? I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'm gonna Google that, because now I'm curious. I'm curious if copper is more efficient. No, copper-based blood is generally less efficient at carrying oxygen than iron-based blood. Iron blood uses hemoglobin to transport oxygen and turns red. Copper blood uses hemokine and turns blue. Each system works best in different conditions. Iron blood base is efficient, carries large amounts of oxygen quickly. Best for high-energy, warm-blooded animals like mammals, birds that need constant stamina and fast metabolism. Color red. Copper. Efficiency carries less oxygen overall than iron, leading to a slower metabolism. Best for cold environments or deep water with low oxygen, which suits creatures like octopuses, squids, and some arthropods. Colored blue. There you go. There's your... There, I looked it up. I Googled it. Copper is less efficient. You should. You should get into a game against Tyranids and make his lore a bit better. All good coffee. It's good to see you here. I hope you had a good day. Hopefully now you're able to chill and relax a little bit after being busy. Ooh. Okay, so now I'm kind of thinking out loud here. If there is an alien species in space, would it be better for them to have copper blood? Because it is less efficient than iron at carrying oxygen, but because space has no oxygen at all, would you actually be able to... I guess the idea I'm having is that an alien species is traveling through space. They're on a long voyage and need to pretty much contain as much or keep their resources well managed as possible. So if they had a copper blood system, would that mean they could use less oxygen and travel for longer in space? I'm also kind of picturing like an alien species evolving in space. Now, I know in our current knowledge of space and everything, there is no pockets of oxygen or gases, at least to my knowledge, floating around in space. It is very cold because it sucks all heat out, so it freezes our bodies. If an alien species was to evolve to survive in space, I think they'd be very similar to Tyranids in a way. They would have most likely an exoskeleton that would work as a spacesuit. And they would either be able to probably hop on asteroids and collect water and oxygen from those that are frozen on them, or if there were pockets of oxygen in space, very limited, and that's a big if there was any, they'd be able to absorb and take that into their system. But they'd have to go long periods without having any oxygen. So they would have to develop a system that wouldn't need a lot of oxygen or whatever gas they breathe. So it wouldn't be very efficient, but would work in a cold, dark place. Ooh. Hopefully so, Lily. Hopefully so. And what did you find? Because you're so determined, I'm going to hear you out. I don't think painting a warlord tie-in should be anything I do sometime soon on this channel. Like, that is a large model that will take so much time. Post it in lounge. Oh, wait, isn't this like that mini version of Warhammer? Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Like, these aren't really big models. They're actually a lot smaller. Yeah, that's exactly what these are. I'm still gonna say no. on getting that. Yes, they are still tines. You are correct. No way they're the same size as a knight. Excuse me. What? I mean, I'll Google and take a look. I'm gonna wait for the music to kind of stop. No, that's not. That's not what I want. Close. I accidentally opened another video. That is one next to a knight. It is smaller than a knight. I'm like waiting for this to finish. Why do I need to lull you to sleep? You can do it yourself. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not your lullaby. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, now it's good. Let's go here. Turn this back on. Yeah, no, they're cool. And honestly, that is the more efficient way of like, or not efficient, the more affordable way of getting a Titan than actually getting like the big Titan. So I don't disagree with that. Like, that is more affordable than like the average 40K Titan, I guess. Maybe I'll own a Titan one day. And I mean, it is cheaper than a 40K Knight, because I saw like the Warhounds were $82 for 2 of them. I'll check that out a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Okay, first off, that's cool, Ando. Second, language. What does it look like? What does the Psyker Titan look like? I've heard about it. I actually found out about the Psyker Titan, like, this spring. Okay. It's not the best in the world. Okay, I'll take a look at my lounge real quick, and I'll also look at your list, Lily. That's not what I expected it to look like. That's not what I expected at all. Oh, excuse me. I mean, yeah, that's the most expensive one I've seen so far. I thought it would have like a little, almost like battery powered section on top of it that would hold the Psyker. The face mask is cool, but it's not what I expected for like the Psyker Titan. All that, like, there's just no eye holes whatsoever. But again, you probably don't need it either. Actually, I should do that as silver, not black, but I'm already starting it, so too goddamn late. Realized you guys could not see what I was working on. Ice cream, I know, is one that's not good for me. There's just like cheap. They're like really crappy Mexican food. It's like a flour tortilla with chicken and this like taco seasoning cheese sauce in the middle of it, and it's wrapped together. It's $15 to a box. And I've sat down and I've just eaten a whole box as my dinner. That I know 100% is not good for me. That is so processed and so disgusting. But it does taste good a little bit. Oh, list. Okay. I still don't like the Great Unclean one as a whole. Let's... like emoji. I gotta do something about that one day. Ooh, good. You got Calgar. We like Calgar in the list. I haven't used him before, but that's good. Okay. Captain Titus. Ooh, and you got an ancient with him. You got two types of apothecary. You got the biologist and the regular. A tactical squad. I have never seen someone on a tactical squad before. That is a first. Wow, you're running a lot of characters in this list. You got 2 repulsor executioners or just 1? I'm assuming you got 2 in your list. Running 2. Okay. Two's not bad. I know people have like a soft spot for the older firstborn stuff. I don't because I never played with it. They're gonna. I have a feeling they're gonna phase out the tactical squad at some point this year. It's a good. I honestly think that's a good bet to make. Because I mean, they're changing out the. They changed out the Stern Guard veteran squad already. I think I've actually not really looked at them. I think they got some extra detail stuff on them. Here and there, it's just. I think they're just replacing them with other units. Like the Devastator squad has been replaced with like so many different units, like Eradicators and Aggressors. Heavy Intercessors is another one. I think that's kind of replaced them. Tactical Squad's has been replaced by a lot of things, mostly Intercessors. What's up, Legion? I currently work on tonight my Custom Space Marine chapter, but I've been playing my Imperial Knight list a lot this edition. But at some point I gotta dust off these Marines again and probably some other stuff and give them a good test run. Yeah, excuse me. Oh, you know what? I should do my Custodes at some point too. I mean, I just got 1,000 points of Custodes, but they need to get some play. Hey, you got them primed. That's one step closer. That is one step closer. And then you can just paint them up very easy. So I noticed, Lily, you prime them all in white. Are you going to do speed paint on them, or are you going to use, like, regular Citadel paint? Your dad broke all your Custody models? No! So they're disrepair? How are they disrepair? Ugh, excuse me. Did he, like, smash them, or, like, something like that? He put acetone on them? No! Oh no! I know some people do use acetone, but I never ever plan on using acetone for the simple fact that it will melt the models. If you just want to strip paint, this is a product that I will always recommend, and it's Simple Green. Simple Green is a bleach product. It is... Yeah, no, it's fully used to make sprue goo. For me, Simple Green just gets off the first layer of paint. It has a hard time on the primer. It takes a lot of sitting and scrubbing to get the primer off, to get to the bare plastic. It can do it, but it works really well on taking care of the base layer paint. But I'm sorry to hear that, man, all the way through. I hope you can get them replaced. I mean, awesome that you're, doing Blood Angels and all that stuff, but hopefully you can get a new Custodes army going. Do you need 3 repulsors in the list, or are you just going to use the executioners? Oh, well then, yeah, definitely build. What about my Marine Zando? That just sucks all the way through to here, Legion. Well, now I don't want to because you're trying to make me do it. I'm only going to talk about it if it's necessary. And I don't think it's necessary. Ando, do you want to hear about my Marines? It sounds like you're the one that wants to hear about them. I do have a few. I do have a few cool characters. I'm trying to think. Do I really want to do a little side spiel right now about the Marines? Or do I want to focus on what I'm doing? Because I only got like 21 more minutes left. It's funny. Okay, well, I'm glad I can be entertaining because that's what I'm here for. Okay, I will grab some mottos. I have to dig through for a little bit. I did do a 500 Worlds campaign. It was not my most fun campaign I've ever been a part of. I think it can be fun to run. Okay. So, 500 Worlds, it's a lot more logistics than regular Crusade, I'd say. And a lot more planning that I really did not care to do. I would more rather just be told, hey, go fight this, do a game, and then kind of go from there. Having to plan out where you want to attack, do certain fortifications, stuff like that, wasn't really something that I wanted to. I could... Actually, I did it with my Imperial Knights. We did not win any of our games, but we certainly tried. I think if you used 500 Worlds as a add-on to your current Crusade, or ran it with some friends and kept it a little bit smaller, then it would be fine. But when you upscale it quite a bit, it didn't work out as well. Yeah, I did at least try, and it is a army that my Knights is an army that I accidentally got into having and doing. It'll start with the first Crusade, which I will grab some models real quick, and I'll go into a spiel about my Marines. Sure. I do want to hear something funny. What's up, Corrupted? Hope you're doing well. I am going to go into a little spiel about my Marines. And you asked about some characters and all that stuff. So, I'm going to just set these guys out real quick. Your nickname is Space Marine? I like that. Oh, that's cool. How's it going, Vil? It's going well. I'm going to go into a little spiel about my Space Marines real quick. Because Ando wanted to hear about it and other stuff like that. So, for those that don't know, my main army is a custom Space Marine chapter that I call the Executioners of the Abyss. Second company onwards is this blue armor with an orange shoulder pad and the backpack and one black shoulder pad. And we do green for the eye lenses. I don't have a Marine here for that currently. These are actually two named characters I have, and this guy I run as Lieutenant. This guy's also a Lieutenant with combi weapon. Try to make him plan on doing like a Cypher model with him, but that never really happened. This is my actually first full kit bash model I did. I have a shield somewhere. I don't know where it is. But this is my custom Captain with Relic Shield. So this guy I made during my very first crusade that I took part in. I ran a Captain with Relic Shield. I'll grab his first model. So the very first Captain with Relic Shield that I ran was this guy. So I ran... Oh, hey, I found his shield. Perfect. That will go right on his back. Go on the back. Magnet's a little weak. I can make it stick. It will stick. There. So... yeah, this is my... I was doing a crusade. I want to make this guy my chapter master. Yes, this is a Tyranid. This is in the Hive Typhon color scheme, which this is what I want to do for my Tyranids for a color scheme. Also, for context, this is a piece I did for an art competition a very long time ago. So, but yeah. So, I ran him in a crusade, and he got so many upgrades and stuff like that through the crusade that I'm like, he needs his own cool custom model. So I went through, and I actually, on stream, kit bashed and made this guy and painted him as well. If I ever figure out which stream I did, I would do a short on him. So, I kit bashed... If anyone can guess what models I used to kit bash this guy, you will get some brownie points. But, I did steal this color scheme from a other homebrew chapter called the Seraphim of the Abyss. Because at one point, I thought about making... that my main army, but I realized I was getting really sick of that, and I need to do something different. So we're gonna, you know already, that's not fair. How's it going, Harry? Welcome to stream. No, it's not Asriel. But yes, you are right, Swiggity. So, this guy is a kit bash between the Emperor's Champion and Master Lazarus from the Dark Angels. So, during that crusade, I was running them as Dark Angels. This guy kept killing characters for the longest time. He had the mark of shame that I couldn't use stratagems on him and all that stuff unless I killed a monster or I killed a character. I lost the game to go kill a character so I could do stuff with him, but it cost him in the end. I actually should have fought a Hive Tyrant instead, but he killed something else. He killed a Gene Stealer Broodlord, but he got the weapon upgrade, which was the yeah, I had a Warlord, now I don't. But he got the weapon in the Dark Angel book that is an anti-monster weapon. So I was like, hell, I'm gonna represent that with this power hammer that I had. This is a bit that's 3D printed by Dragoon, I believe is the name of the company. I have a few more of these. These are really cool. These are way better power hammers than what GW has. This is similar to the one in Space Marine 2 and all that. So yeah, I used this guy for the rest of the game, and he was an absolute beast through it. So that's first company. This guy, his name is Draco Rex, which I did name him after a dinosaur, but I also did it because it's the name of Dragon King, or the name means Dragon King, and this chapter is very big themed on prehistoric and dinosaur stuff, so yeah. But that is my first company guy, and he's my captain. This is Defy, the Defier of Defilers. I run him as a combi lieutenant. He is a librarian with 2 pistol arms kind of switched down on stuff and a sword on the back. He got his name through a tournament that I did, and he survived a full charge attack from a Defiler. I think he was left on 1 wound or something like that, and he just survived the rest of the game just hiding. This I actually need to drink water real quick. Oh, that's cool, Harry. We love when stuff like that happens for our armies. So, this is that Black Templar Chaplain model. I took some bits and kind of customized some stuff with it. So the power axe here is actually from the old Space Wolf Combat Patrol. The hood here is from the Dark Angel book, or from the Dark Angel upgrade sprue, but everything else is regular from the kit. I did name this guy after a subscriber here on the channel. So this is a lieutenant that I run. His name is Hannibal. This is Lieutenant Hannibal. I ran him in a crusade for a little bit, but then I still run him as lieutenant. And yeah, he does really well. I currently run him with Asriel. Actually, he's a part of this list that I'm painting. I use him with Asriel and 10 Hellblasters. So the lieutenant gives lethal hits. Asriel gives sustained hits 1. Throw that on the Hellblasters. you're sending a lot of damage to someone really quick. What are you guys arguing about? Whose side am I on? Oh, you guys are fighting about Space Marine and Xenos? I feel like for this stream I gotta say Space Marines, and when I finally do alien, my alien list, I'll have to be on Xenos. So I'm in the middle. Oh, that's cool, Harry. That's really cool. So yeah, that's my little spiel about at least my characters and some basic stuff about my Marines. Yeah. I'll set these to the side, see if I can do some more painting. If I can. Yeah, we do got 6 minutes left. I will say, quick lore-wise... God, it's been a minute since I've talked about my... I'll do maybe. I'm more apt to either call a Sister Silent or a... Sister Battle Lily. Like, that's what I'm more apt to do. I could name a vehicle Lily. That could be interesting. Transfer from the Ultramarines. So, actually, talking about my chapter and all that stuff. I am a mixed gene seed chapter. I'm a mixture of... no, this is just a Gladiator Lancer. This is the regular Gladiator Lancer that's in the list that I am currently building. I do have a regular Repulsor, and I do want to get a Repulsor Executioner at some point. But little spiel for Gene Seed, I am Dark Angel, Salamander, Space Wolf, and Iron Warriors. No, I'm not Codex compliant. I am not Codex compliant. But yeah, I chose those to make my chapter. I know it's a lot and it messes with a lot of stuff. I chose them all for different reasons. I mostly play these guys as Dark Angels, but I wanted the ability just to play like whatever were my favorite factions and kind of go with it. Oh God, it's been so long since I talked about the Space Marine lore. I'm like rushing back in my head, dusting off all the information. I've tried to take in certain traits from each chapter that I like and mix it in together. So, small little base line. Obviously, these guys come from a Death World. I based it off of Jurassic Park mixed with Monster Hunter. So it's a very primitive world. Every couple hundred years, like 500 to like maybe 1,000 years, depending on how things go, the planet gets stuck in a warp storm. I need to research how warp storms kind of are and learn a little bit more about it before I can like fully solidify like this is a yes. Because I like being I like working within the lore when it comes to making my characters and lore and all that stuff. But it doesn't mean I don't take my own liberties and have fun with it. Because with all these different, like, gene seeds, I do have a flaw. I actually have a few flaws. My main one and the big one is, as a Marine gets older, they run the risk of suffering a mutation that turns them into pretty much the Seraphon from Age of Sigmar, or just kind of keeping it a little bit more simple, into lizard men. So this is as a Marine gets older. No one in the chapter knows this besides First Company. And First Company's like, we all know the rule that if this happens, like, we need to be honest about it. And they get thrown into a cage and put at the lowest part of their hive city. There's only one hive city on the entire planet, and it's like 3/4 underground, pretty much, and built into a mountain range. It's like a huge cliffside and all that stuff. God, you two are just fighting back and forth, huh? But yeah, I could go into it a bit more, probably at a different point. I gotta refresh myself on the lore and everything. But I think I am gonna call it here for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was kind of nice to come back to this list and paint it up a little bit more. Obviously, I'm not done with this tank. It's going to take quite a while to get it done. Maybe I'll work on it on off stream and try to get some stuff done. So, yeah. But thank you for kind of listening to my spiel and listening to, you know, me just talk about my model and talk about my army. If you enjoy the content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I try to stream 3 days a week. I do have a schedule. I try to start at 7 p.m. EST. The next stream is Saturday, most likely starting at 10 p.m. EST. Depending on time though, it might be a little bit earlier. But yeah, we will see how it goes. Also, if you want to be part of the community a little bit more, I do have a Discord, completely free to join. Yeah, we mostly talk about Warhammer, because that is what I do here. But there are other hobbies I do, and other hobbies I want to hear about that you guys have. Because eventually I want to do cosplay on the channel. I want to do blacksmithing, carpentry. Like, I want to get into a lot of hobbies. Probably more than what I have time for. But if you guys have any of these hobbies that you're into, or you want to share a hobby that you have, please share it there. I want to hear about it. I want to learn about it. It is a maker space at the end of the day, is how I look at it and treat it. Also, if you want to support the channel monetarily, I do have a Ko-Fi account. Everything you donate goes right back into the channel. I'll have to think on that, Lily. I'll have to think on that one. But yeah, anything you donate goes right back into the channel for upgrades or buying models or paint for the channel, or hiring an editor for videos and stuff. Just because I don't always have the time on my hands to make content. That's why I mostly stream. I'd like to hire an editor one day just to be able to do that. But I could also get off my lazy butt and make it as well. So, but with that all being said, you don't have to do any of that. Just having you here, being a part of the community, it's more than enough. I get on here to be a silly goober. You guys get to hang out and chat with cool people. I get to chat with cool people. We all win at the end of the day. So, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.